Hey guys, you alright? How you doing? So I had a dream last night, and I'm still sort of half asleep at the moment. So hopefully it'll make sense to you. 1 second. So this dream that I had last night, pray about this and weigh it up with the Bible for yourself, right? But I don't know why I would dream something like this, so I'm just going to share it with you anyway. I'm going to add it into the prophetic dream list. In my dream last night, I was in a situation where something had clearly taken place, some form of either natural disaster or some sort of I don't know, something had happened, and it had changed things, man. It was just like destruction and chaos all around us type thing, but it was like the aftermath. You know what I mean? So like, it's not like whatever it was, it's not like it had just happened, it was the aftermath of it, and everything was changed, man. And there was just destruction everywhere, and if you think about like the Indonesia tsunami that had happened recently, it was like a tsunami had come through and gone again, and it was now the aftermath, and we were trying to survive. And I was with some other people, and I believe they were Christians, but I don't know for sure. We were just trying to survive, and we were these people, and like we were going from place to place in this place that, after the aftermath of whatever natural disaster or whatever disaster was that had happened. And I went into this building which was like half smashed up, and I think that whatever this disaster was, it had been some time, maybe a month, maybe a bit longer, I don't know. And I ended up in this building which was like I think it must have been some form of a cafe or something. It was no longer a cafe, so it was like smashed up, but I went into this kind of room, and part of the cafe or this place was, it was open, so things could walk in and out of it, Well, I ended up in this room, and this big like dog, this really big dog, ran in, and it was being really aggressive towards me. It was growling at me and snarling at me, and it was going to attack me, yeah? And in my dream I was like, oh crap, this dog, it's going to attack me. It was coming right up against my face, this dog. And I had a sharp knife with me, and it was snarling, and I paused and I prayed in my dream. I prayed. I said, like, Lord, how do I get rid of this dog? And like, I'm hungry at the same time, like, and I felt the Lord speak to me in my dream, and He said to me, in order to kill it, what you need to do is get the knife and like under the dog's jaw, like this. Anyway, and it was like a fleeting prayer, like real quick in my dream. I was like, Lord Jesus, what do I do? It's like attacking me, like, but also at the same time I'm sort of hungry. I was thinking this, and suddenly the Lord showed me in my dream, this is how you kill it, straight under its jaw, like, with the knife right up under here, and it came at me, and that's exactly what I did. I just put the knife up under its jaw. Instantly it dropped down dead. I thought, wow, and I was freaked out about it. But I was thinking at the same time, this thing tried to attack me, it's now food, I could eat this. So I kind of left its body there for a bit, and I was looking at this room around me, and I was making sure that it was secure, that the walls behind me were all solid walls, that nothing could get through these walls. So I thought, well, if I set up my little area here to try and survive in this building here, I've got a good chance. If there are people like hunting us, or because in my dream there were people like, I don't know, man. I mean, I didn't hear the word FEMA, but it was almost as if there were like FEMA, or there were soldiers, there were people looking for us survivors, like, and they weren't looking for us in a good way. They were looking for us in a way that they would want to cause harm to us, But anyway, I was looking at this wall to the left of me, I looked at the wall behind me, and I looked at the wall to the right of me, and in front of me there was some like counters and desks and stuff. And then like kind of out to the front right of this building was like a way that people or animals, whatever, could get in and out. Because obviously half of it being smashed off by whatever disaster it was. And I said to myself, this is a good little area to survive in, you know. And, you know, you need to remember, bear in mind, this is an actual building that was once like a cafe or whatever, is now a broken building that is of no use to anybody. And I thought, if I set up a fire in the middle here and get this fire going, it's going to provide me lots of warmth and heat in this structure that I'm in, half a structure or whatever. I thought, I'm protected from the left, from behind, and to the right. I can see anything coming at me. I thought if I manoeuvre certain counters to the left and stuff, you know, it will act as another barrier in front of me. It's just that front right corner there, like, you know. And I started to build this fire, and I thought I could make some sort of pole to go up to rest this animal on, like a spit roast type thing. I could put this dog on that and cook it, you know, and that's food. And I planned, this is my little sleeping area, and what I've got to do is go out from here and salvage like water and bits and pieces, like, you know. Well, there were other people in my dream, and there was this lady doing exactly the sort of thing with her kid in like this building next to us. And occasionally we'd talk to each other, but you're very cautious, you know. You're always looking around, like checking your back, you know, who's about, what's about, you know what I mean. And a couple of them, and there was a couple of other people doing the same in similar buildings. It's like we were sticking together, but we're in our own like abandoned buildings. This lady said, "Oh, you know, that Dan's quite clever. What he's done there, that's very clever. He's not hiding out behind some rock or in some bush or something. He's gone into an actual structure which is, on his part, structurally sound, where I was, and." You know, he's got protection from the elements, so the wind and rain. He's got protection from wild animals, even though that dog come running in at me. And he's set up a fireplace. Okay, so I built a fire like you would in the woods or anywhere else. I built this fire in this room, and you can do stuff like this. So I built this fire, and it kept me warm. And I slept there a night, and I had that dog there. Then I was questioning and asking people, well, which part of the dog can I eat? And they were saying, well, you don't, you know, you eat its muscles. And I was like, so what, would I gut it and stuff? I was asking questions, but yeah, naturally in real life you would gut it and you would just eat like the muscles, like the legs and, you know, where the muscle would be on it. That's the bits that you eat, the solid bits, you know, not the guts. I didn't eat the dog in the dream, but I was going to eat the dog, but it never got to that point. And I built this little fire. Now in the dream we were going to and fro. It's like you would spend a couple of nights there, or days, you'd get whatever resources you could from the area. You would scavenge like water, and you would scavenge food, and you would scavenge things that would be of benefit to you in a situation like that to survive. And once you'd gone from that place, you'd be like looking around to find the next place. You know, you would scavenge everything that you possibly could to like help and like in aid to help you survive that situation. And then you'd go together like a group of you looking for another area in which you can survive in, you know, and find food, water and all the rest of it. And that's what was going on in my dream. It was just me and these other people, and like I don't know if I didn't really know him that well. And you didn't know if you could trust him that well, but you would go from place to place trying to survive, you know. I've had dreams like this before. I've called them Christians on the run dream, you know. Well, we weren't on the run as such. We were trying to survive, and we were all sticking together. And that was my dream. So, and it also came to me in my dream to share this with you about when you're in a situation, or if you find yourself in a situation in the future where there's a disaster of some sort that has happened, you know, think wisely about how you're going to survive in that situation. Remember, you can scavenge and use, you know, find food and water, like, you know, from abandoned buildings and stuff. And when you're sleeping, you can use abandoned buildings, you can make fireplaces in them, but make sure that it is safe to do that, or try and make sure it's safe. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could actually build like a proper little fire in an abandoned building in which you can provide heat, protection. You can cook your food on it, you can purify water on it, and all the rest of it, do you know what I mean? So yeah, you can do that and stick together in groups, and that's what we have Christian communities for. If you're not a part of them, join that, that's in the description below. Yeah, really important that we stick together. It's good for morale, it's good for protection, confidence, having each other's backs, like, you know. Yeah, man, so that was my dream. Now, obviously we know bad times are coming, guys, and let's be real about this. We know that bad times are already here. We've got major storms going on all over the place at the moment, major earthquakes. There is destruction all over the place, man. Right now, currently, right now. I was in church last night, and the pastors and senior pastors and stuff, they were praying about the destructive events that are going on in other nations around the world right now. They were praying for them, and they were talking about funding some sort of organisation, I'm not going to name them here, that help with disasters, okay? So this is real, guys. I mean, this is happening right now. This is real, yeah? And I know that you know that, alright? But to those of you who don't, this is real. Like right now in Indonesia, there are people, I would suspect, right, that are travelling about the place right now trying to survive. Okay, this is for real, mate, you know? And in future disasters that will be coming along, this is exactly what will happen again, okay? This isn't a message of doom and gloom, this is a message of reality, you know? And I know a lot of you guys already know this, but I'm talking to some of you guys who don't know this. This is reality, mate, you know? Indonesia, there are people, I mean, 800 people died there, man, it's terrible, you know? But there are people scratching about trying to survive right now, man, right now, okay? And where these storms have hit different parts of countries and torrential rain in other countries and drought and all sorts of... This is happening now, man, for real, you know? So if you find yourself in a situation like this, you know, think and be wise and pray everything through, Proverbs 3:5-6, and stick together with others and scavenge what you can and trust our Lord and pray for protection and, you know, do these sorts of things to survive. Look up how to survive. Have a basic first aid kit together. Have a bit of food and water together, like, you know. Be ready for such a times like these, like, you know. And don't be caught off guard, you know. It was like that hurricane that hit the Carolinas recently, you know. You know, some of you guys in the Carolinas, you just weren't expecting that. I know that you have storms and stuff, but you weren't expecting it. And thankfully, many of the members of the communities and stuff were able to evacuate and come back again. And some came back to homes and some didn't. Do you know what I mean? But this is why we have the communities. This is why we are preparing. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're getting ready, because these disasters are happening more and more and more and more often. And you need to have a plan in place, and you need to be ready for it, alright? And, you know, and if you do find yourself in a situation of a disaster, you know, have the basic knowledge, have the skills in order to survive a situation like that, and know what to do, you know, and make sure that you pray all things through, alright? Our Lord will protect you, lead you, and guide your paths, but you've got to have some basic knowledge of how to survive out in situations like that, alright? Because it's real, it's happened so far, it's going to happen again. You need to know what to do, alright? Alright. Well, I love you guys. You pray about this, you weigh this up with the Bible for yourself, and yeah, have some sort of a plan in place, alright? And be prepared, okay? Alright, bless you guys, you be safe. See you again soon. Bye-bye.